Hey, what is up, guys? It is your boy Speed here, and today I cannot believe it. Logan Paul's booster box packs have sold for an average of $40,000 per pack. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how this will likely affect the market, my opinions on that, and I also want to hear from you guys. What do you think this is going to do to the market? You know, it's a crazy time. $1 million, more than $1 million. Actually, I've done the math. Let me pull it up for you. $40,000 per pack on average times 36 packs values his first edition base set box. Just one of them, not all six, just one of them, at $1,440,000. For a little bit of perspective, a year ago, these booster boxes were selling, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, for about $80,000. Then they crept up to $200K after the Logan break, all the way to $400K. Now, we'll just have to see. Do I think the box should be valued at $1.4 million? Well, let's actually start there. A couple things I want to mention. The first thing I want to say is when you bought one of these packs, you would get one of these like digital collectible cards. So you got that to start it off with, which is cool, you know, it's going to have some value. This is obviously a monumental moment in Pokemon history, whether or not you like that. It is. So you get this, and on top of that, if you happen to grade a card, a holographic card from his break at a PSA 10, you get his Logan Paul box break stamp on the card, which is right here. I'll zoom it in. Right, you can see first edition Logan Paul break, and that is obviously, I would be shocked if it didn't, going to add a lot of value to your card. So if you're excited for this video, if you guys could click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm posting here every other day various videos on Pokemon. I have so many cool ideas and fun ideas and entertaining as well as educational videos that are going to be coming soon, so stay tuned. But nonetheless, let's move on to the first thing I want to talk about, which is vintage packs, okay? Obviously, I do want to look at the prices here and show you the prices to start, right? $39,000, $43,000, $40,000, $39,000, $40,000, $36,000, apparently $36,000. It's like, wow, that guy sniped the pack. Oh my god, $36,000. A few years ago, you could have bought a whole box for that, which is just mind-blowing. Nonetheless, you could see that the average was about $40,000. When I went to bed at like 1 a.m. last night, something happened. Apparently, they got DDoSed. Yeah, this auction website got DDoSed for some reason. So the bidding had to get pushed back late into the night, and they ended all the way at $40,000. I honestly thought, and tell me what you thought the packs were going to end at in the comments. Be honest. I thought they were going to end at about $20K. That was my honest guess. What is that? About an $800,000 valuation? About that, what, $720,000? I thought that's reasonable. It's like, it's double again, but you're not even doubling 200K this time. You're doubling 400K this time. I'm like, oh, that's reasonable. Apparently, reason is out the window. There's actually reasons behind it, but it seems like it's not. But okay, let's first start off by talking about base set unlimited. So your average light pack is going to go for about $450 to $500. It obviously also depends on the Pokemon art. If you buy the Charizard, it tends to be more of like that $550 to $600 range. Now, why am I bringing this up? I want to give you this as like a kind of a landmark, all right? It's important to track the market and pay attention to prices, and this is a really good way for you to remember things. Base and unlimited packs are currently $450 to $600 depending on your art. Just keep that in the back of your mind. In a year, because obviously you cannot reprint vintage. It's not a thing. I've seen some people say that. It's not a thing. So in a year, I am going to be predicting that every single light pack will be about $800. I know that's not crazy, but hear me out. There is a lot of base set unlimited. Now, people are starting to hold and hold and hold. There's a lot of fear that if someone sells their vintage, a lot of people feel like if they sell their vintage, they will never get a hold of that box again. For instance, Z&G Emporium, he sold one of his first edition base set booster boxes to Logan Paul. It was in the video. He knows he's not going to get the box back. He's not going to be able to buy that back. Even if it, like, let's say only went up 10, 20%, that's still a monumental increase. And so for these base and unlimited packs, honestly, if you have the capital, I think it's a good idea to pick up 1 or 2 of them. Just make sure it's from a reliable seller, okay? So if you're going to do that, please be careful. There's a couple things I want to warn you about. This is very important information. Number 1, unweighed, okay? When they say it's unweighed, it's probably not unweighed. Unweighed, 9 times out of 10, if it's not from a person you literally know and someone you can watch crack a box, it's probably light. And light means that the pack does not have a hollow in it. It's not the end of the world. Light packs are still worth a lot of money, as you guys have seen. Cards like Charmander in a PSA 10, Pikachu in a PSA 10, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur, guys. Bulbasaur, sorry. Someone's going to get mad at Someone's going to get mad at that. But it usually means they're light, which means no hollow. However, still a lot of value there. Still a lot of good cards you can pull, even in just the rare slot. So keep that in mind. I definitely think picking up a few of these, if you have the income, is worth your while. I really believe that. The next thing I want to say, you see how this person has 27,000 sales? That's a good sign. Honestly, I'll be real. With 27,000 sales, I would almost be convinced that this pack might actually be unweighed. That's how reliable these people probably are. Now, of course, you don't want to just look at the number. You should still look at their actual sales. And you can see in the last month, they have 54 all positive sales. Over the last 12 months, 100% feedback. Very, very good. That's a great sign, but you still should believe that the pack is light. Don't overpay, even if they say it's unweighed. So that's the first thing. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the booster box. It seems to be selling for about $20,000 to $25,000. It goes up and down a lot. It's kind of just whatever buyers in the market. Honestly, there seems to be a lot of these boxes still on the market. Like, just being real. First edition base set, there seems to be almost nothing. Almost nothing. It's almost impossible to find these boxes. Base Unlimited, though, they exist, and you have to keep in mind these boxes more than doubled over the last few months. That's pretty insane. So a lot of people are under the assumption that because of this Logan Paul box break, everything is going to spike again. Everything's going to double, triple, like it did last time. I actually don't think that's going to happen. I don't. I think people have exhausted a lot of their wealth. December has passed. What does that mean? Why does that mean anything? Because basically, people spend their money for Christmas. They had to buy gifts. Funny enough, this is actually, I think it's a cool little story, side note. But even for ad revenue for YouTube, I run a separate channel that makes, is my living. And in December, we make a lot of money. Like a lot. January, very little. It's for the exact reason I just said. People have spent their money. So just keep that in mind. It really depends on your buyer, but I think people have exhausted their income. Not the super rich. You could tell, like, there's still the super rich people who have essentially infinite, expendable income. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. But you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, I don't expect that to happen again. I'm expecting more of like a reasonable stock market like growth expectation, which is about 7 to 8% a year. Obviously, this is a lot more of a volatile investment. Collectibles in general are risky and volatile, so it could go up 100% more. I don't know. As I said, I think the booster packs could be $800 in a year. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's because it's base set. Base set is the focus of the attention. Honestly, I expected Logan Paul's box break to be like a multitude of different boxes, but I think he's the smart one. He knows people care about base set. Most people will care about base set. That's just how it is. I know me and you were like, oh, Neo Destiny, that set's hype. I love Neo Destiny. Or like, even some sort of like semi-modern set. For instance, even if he was to open like, what's a decent one? Shining Legends. Like, that's cool for a lot of people, but then a lot of the newer audience or audience that doesn't know him just won't care as much. Like, they just won't, right? And so I think he knows what he's doing, and base set in general will be a good investment for the super long term. And honestly, that's the safest thing I can say. And so, yeah, for my last thing, actually, I have 2 more things I want to say briefly. Number 1, I think if you can snipe light packs, even if they're not first edition, if they're unlimited, I think it's fine. For instance, here, you see this Fossil Booster Pack. Someone paid $200 for it. Let's take a quick look. The seller only has 23 ratings, so you do have to be a little bit careful. However, it is primarily positive. It's actually solely positive. They have 100%, which is good. Honestly, I would generally trust them. I know it's expensive, but I would generally trust them if they have 100%. It is risky. Like, keep that in mind. I'm not telling you it's guaranteed. I'm not giving you a guarantee. But these $200 limited packs, I would say, like, if you don't know what to get into and you don't want to put too much money in, I think the unlimited packs are a good place to start. as basically what happens with Pokemon is if first edition goes up, unlimited goes up. If you're not familiar, what's the difference between the two? First edition is the first ever printing, unlimited is the second. The only set that has an exception to that is base set. Shadowless is the middle one. It's first edition, Shadowless, then unlimited, but for most sets, it was just first edition and then unlimited. So keep that in mind. And finally, Kanto Power Collections. You can see that Evolutions, honestly, it's still going up. These boxes were about 130 a week 2 weeks ago. Now they're 160. Do I think Evolutions is going to go down? For the next month, I don't think so. On top of that, people are like, reprint, sell. You're fine, if you guys watched the Rudy video I put in the description where you've seen it, what he's saying is they can't even turn on the machines for a while. They don't have the priority. Wizards of the Coast, Magic has priority. They don't have their machines on yet. They're going to kick it into maximum capacity at some point. But trust me, not yet. Not yet. Distributors cannot get product. They can't. It's not yet. So if you have Modern and you're panicking, like, oh, maybe I should sell right now, I would wait till after the box break, Logan Paul's box break. I would wait a week, 2 weeks, see if it goes up. If it goes up by like 50%, personally, I'm going to unload like half of my product just because I think that will be an extreme high. There's no product. There's so much demand. And that's where I'm going to end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know this video was like a bit all over the place and I just had a lot of things to talk about, but it was kind of just a news update on the prices. I want to give you guys some landmarks on like where Base Unlimited is. I hope that gives you kind of like a good it's a good memory for you so you can remember where base set is as of today. This is February 12th, and we'll see. I'll do an update video probably in about a month. I'll write it down. We'll see where base set unlimited is in a month, then in a year, assuming I'm still doing this in a year, which I definitely hope to be. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, and a huge announcement is coming tomorrow for my Extreme Box Battle. I'll be announcing the full event. There's barely any spots left, and that's not even like a sales pitch. There's literally almost no spots left, but I want you to tune in and be part of it. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.